Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Chevalier, where we help men and women find happy and healthy relationships. I hope you all are enjoying your families, having a blessed holiday, but most importantly, I hope you all have someone to spend the holidays with. As I do every holiday, I had a festivity this evening. Literally just getting in from that festivity with other people, other singles who needed someone to spend the holidays with. And I think so often that we focus so much on everything that's going on outside of life that we forget that the value of life is people. Success in life is people. That's why statistics have readily shown that the happiest people that you're going to generally meet in life are people who are in relationships, who are married, who are happy to have someone to be with. And I know we hear a lot that love is a key component in relationships, and we should all be happy to have someone to be with. And for most part, that's true. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, Australian, or even the penguins in Antarctica. Because hell, even in Antarctica, it's Christmas right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think so much has been put on people being independent. Modern women being independent. I can do it on my own. I don't need no man. I can strive for my own. But I can't tell you how many of my clients I spoke to this week who are single women who are spending Christmas alone, who are at home right now by themselves with no one to enjoy the holiday with, who are sadly and unfortunately have no one to be with, who I had to stop my event 2 or 3 times today to speak to a few clients who were telling me about how depressed they were, how sad they were, how apologetic they were that they didn't give men a chance to have someone to spend this holiday with. And the holiday season is especially exceptionally depressing for so many people because usually it's the holiday season that helps people realize how bad being single really is. Now, I'm not saying there are not reasons for being single, bad breakups, divorces, abusive relationships. But I'm mainly speaking for the modern women who are single by choice or waiting for the right man, who have done literally no work, no effort, no uh, dedication to find the people they want. I think too often it's become a focal point where a lot of women have made it known I'm independent. And I say to myself, well, if you're older than 21, you should be independent anyway. Why in the world are you 21 years old and older and think you deserve a badge of honor for which you should be doing anyway? A lot of people say, well, 18 is the typical age. And I say 18 to 21 is a learning curve because no one goes into this adulthood thing on point. I mean, especially, 18, 21 gives you a few years to navigate, especially if you go into trade school, you go to college, you get some level of education. You need that point where you can kind of figure things out. That period of time in which you get to really decide if what you're trying to do in life. And no, yes, it's important for every individual on this planet after the age of 21 to be independent, whether you're a man or a woman. Being independent is not synonymous with only women. You don't hear men talking about being independent because it's an automatic known that in life you have two options as men: to be successful or to be a failure. And when you're a failure, another word for failures are called homeless. And unfortunately, a lot of successful men had to hit rock bottom, whether it's by choice or not, before they were able to pick themselves up and move themselves out to obtain that success It's going to help them become even better. Too often do we have modern women who create so many reasons why it's okay to be single. I'm single because I can't find a man. I'm single because the men are no good. I'm single because all these brothers are gay. They're all gay. They're all gay, right? Like living in Atlanta, all these men are gay, but yet there are no women who are wanting for sex. I've been in Atlanta for a long time, and I've yet to meet one woman who was sexually frustrated. When I mean sexually frustrated, I mean she can't find nobody for sex. She just down and out to the point where it's like I might have to go to some drastic measures because ain't no men available. I've yet to meet one woman who had a hard time finding men for sex. But all these brothers are gay. They're all on the down low. And I ain't knocking guys who live that lifestyle. I'm just saying that, it's just so overly abundant to think that there are suitable women in Atlanta who say they're single because all these men are gay, even though the CDC, and you can go to the CDC.gov, centraldiseasecontrol.gov, who have laid out statistics to prove that most men in Atlanta are absolutely not gay. And yes, there you got what I'm saying. I've sat down with several women who I can say, let me screenshot you proof. Click, send it to them. And they still don't believe it because they don't want to. I've heard women say, oh, these guys are broke. UScensus.gov. 65% of the men in Atlanta are single. 65% of the men in Atlanta are in the middle class. 65% of the black men in Atlanta are in the middle class. CDC.gov. You can Google that. Do the research. Well, all these men, most of them are taken. 50 U.S. Census.gov again. 54% of men are single and childless. All these men having kids and they ain't taking care of their kids. But how can most of these men be having children and not taking care of their kids if 54% of men are single and childless? It's over half. So even if every single guy who wasn't single and childless was just having a bunch of children, they still wouldn't overlap the men who are single and childless. Because more than half of men are single and childless. And then there's the most popular. I love this one. Oh, they all locked up. They all in prison. And Georgia Corrections. Georgia Department of Corrections.gov. Ain't even half the men in Atlanta ain't never even in jail. Or in Georgia. In jail, prison. More than half, 60-70% of the black men in Georgia ain't even written a ticket before. More or less been in handcuffs and been to prison. I've spent the better part of my career as a dating consultant throwing facts, data, and statistics up. I spent the whole year discussing these things in videos and giving credible sites where you can go to and verify this. So it's not just somebody telling you this, it's you being able to actually go and do the research, to go and look it up, to go and see, wow, man, he's actually right. And then irony, I actually tell a lot of women, assume that I'm lying. Assume that I'm just telling you anything and everything, and I ain't saying nothing that's the truth. Then go do your research for yourself. Go find out. Learn something. Educate yourself on something. Whatever it is, go do something more than doing nothing. Because at the end of the day, a lot of our women are sitting at home right now on Christmas Day with no one to be with. I started out the day at 4 or 5 in the morning going to a homeless shelter and helping homeless men find jobs and serving food. I do it every Sunday anyway. And anyone that knows me knows that I've always been about going to homeless shelters because I've been doing this since college. And I spent a lot of time going to homeless shelters and not just feeding the homeless, but actually helping them put together resumes and cover letters so they can find happy, healthy, and long-term marriages. But you got to have a job to do that because it's hard to find a relationship without money. So my position is help them do resumes and cover letters so I can help them find jobs. They can help them uh, get careers and then eventually find happy and healthy relationships with the type of women that's going to put them in a position to be successful. And too often, uh, I've been able to put myself in a position to bless other people because I'm nobody special. I never have and never will be. People who just see me say, "Oh wow, nice suits," but people who know me know I've been wearing suits since college. They just call me James Bond Jr. That's all I ever wore was suits because it's always been my thing. Because I would meet homeless men who didn't have suits, who didn't have anything to wear to job interviews, and take them to the Goodwill where they can get suits that probably look good as this for $15-$20. Full suits, 3-piece suits at the Goodwill for $15-$20. You'd be surprised what's out there at the Goodwill, man. I'm telling you. A lot of you guys be surprised what's out there at the Goodwill. But I've been able to put men in a position where they can earn money so they can go out into the world and meet women to create families. And because black men in particular have done the job to work hard to rise from the fires or whatever it was that was holding us back, whether it was oppression, Jim Crow, chattel slavery, actual slavery itself, heck, and anything in between. African American men are now the second highest income earners in this country, behind Caucasian men, which is not a surprise because, hey man, they're white men. But the second highest is black men. And we didn't make any excuses for our push to success. We didn't make any excuses for saying, well, we're gonna be at the bottom because of this and that. All we heard, especially during the '90s, was I don't want no scrubs, bills, ain't nothing going on but the rent, and all those Destiny Child songs that talked about men being broke and being dusty and wanting to level up and better yourself. But now it's 2022, and the number one thing that I often hear women say is, well, ain't no good men develop. But the statistics have proven that good men exist. And even with that information, people, there are a lot of women who think that they shouldn't have to even do nothing to get a man. I ain't got to do no work. I should just be. I was born a woman. I ain't got to do nothing. Which is kind of like shocking to me because it's like anything in life for a man and a woman, you got to put in effort. You got to put in work. You got to get off your behind and let people know what you're trying to do. And too often there's this lack of effort. I don't have to do nothing. I'm just going to sit back, chill, and God going to bring me that man. I ain't going to do nothing. God gonna bring me the perfect man, and he just gonna fall in my lap and ring my doorbell, bing, and he gonna be there. And that ain't how it works, because as I spoke to one of my clients the other day, and she said, "Well, I'm waiting on God," and I said, "What is God?" God says, "Shall a man seeketh a wife? Shall he find the good thing in favor with the Lord?" Proverbs 18:22. And she said, "Yeah, you see what I'm saying? See, I shouldn't have to look. God gonna bring me a man. He just gotta look for it. He just gotta find me." I said, "Well, are you a wife?" Because it says, "Shall a man seeketh a wife, not a woman? Shall a man seeketh a wife?" Are you a wife? Long story short, she ain't a wife. Because she out here saying things like, "I'm waiting on the right man before I decide to get on and be cooperative." I'm like, really? The guy got to go through hula hoops of fire and blood just to be cooperative? Just get cooperation? Dogs are expected to be loved up front. Women are expected to be loved unconditionally. Men of all races and ethnicities are seen to be the only ones who have conditions to earn a love that in a lot of unfortunate cases they don't even get. You don't even get. So at the end of the day, we see a lot of black men step outside the community and go date Hispanic women, Latino women, Asian women, Puerto Rican women, South American women, and we get angry at them and mad at them. And I remember, I one of my best friends dated a Hispanic chick, and we went out to a bar, and that black woman looking at him nasty and saying things like, "Why he with her? He can't find him. He must not be good. He must be too weak to get him a black woman." Because just like women say they don't want to settle, men don't want to settle either. And too many women are sitting back thinking they ain't got to do nothing to get a man. And that's why a lot of y'all long for Christmas. That's why a lot of y'all didn't have nobody for Thanksgiving. A lot of y'all not going to have nobody to bring in New Year's with. And most of y'all damn sure ain't going to have nobody for Valentine's Day. Because you feel like the men are the only ones who should have to put in effort. And the men generally, the men who are willing to put in the work, they ain't complaining. You got brothers out here working fries at McDonald's who are married with families. Because they were willing to put in the work to meet the type of women they're seeking. And they ain't asked for nothing. And they ain't made no excuses. Men, we go out there and get it. If you're going to be the fry cook at McDonald's, be the best goddamn fry cook at McDonald's. Get yourself promoted, make more money, and then goddamn put your wife in a bigger house. You got 18 years, shit. Put your kids through college. Make a nice life. But at the end of the day, men understand that we have to elevate ourselves to a different level and be the best that we can be to prove why we deserve what's ever on that next level. You're never going to get that from doing nothing. And too often, the people who are doing nothing are in that position. A lot of women who complain, and all they do is complain and say this and say that. But where they at when it's time to have the discussions? Because I started my business to help men find happy and healthy relationships. Yeah, 65% of my clients are women. Shocking. It shocked me because when I was getting all these requests from women saying, "Hey, can you help me? Can you help me?" It just threw my mind up because I'm like, man, this is a men's thing. It's a manosphere. The world for men. I'm trying to help men. The women, a percentage of you guys, not all, but a percentage of you guys are alone for Christmas because you're too goddamn lazy, and the other half of you guys just make bad decisions as men, and then you try to blame other people for it because you're too stupid. Not ignorant. Ignorant means you don't know better. Stupid because you know better. But yet you still chose him because he can make you tingle down there. He can make you wet down there. And he can please you and make you feel good. He look good. He look cute, girl. He look good. And then when you sitting at Christmas with nobody, man, I don't know why God ain't sent me no man yet. I don't know why God ain't sent me what I'm looking for. Because you ain't on the same page. Because a man's purpose is to provide, not protect. So a lot of y'all need to do two things in order to make sure you're not spending the next Christmas by yourself. And that's get off your freaking lazy behinds and spend some money on what you're looking for in a man. Take the weave off. Take the 20 pounds of Ronald McDonald makeup off. Take off the 20-inch acrylic nails. Wear your natural beauty. Lose weight and get down to a healthy weight. Get down to a healthy weight. I'm going to say this again. Get down to a healthy weight. Guys may like overweight women for sex, but they ain't putting rings on their fingers. And the statistics, you can look at what you want to look at. It's showing them all y'all getting BBLs and, girl, I got my BBL. And you think because you got that BBL, guys going to want to marry you. And they really not. Because I live in Atlanta and I see girls with big butts and BBLs every day. It ain't even nothing. And most of them don't have a ring. because that's not what guys marry. That's what guys have sex with. But you know what? Most women don't care. Don't know what men want anyway. So I could go on, but the purpose has been made clear. A lot of you guys are single. A lot of you guys are spending Christmas by yourself. When I say, I mean women, modern women, because most of my guys who are at home by themselves, see, they probably watching the videos trying to put themselves in a better position so they can not spend Christmas by themselves anymore. See, for the guys who are watching this video, they're probably looking at myself, looking at Kevin Samuels, looking at the lead attorney and Alpha Male Strategies, and other content creators who are trying to help them be in a better position. See, they're out there doing the work. But see, you who are watching this video right now, modern women who are lazy, who don't want to put in the work, who keep choosing these losers over the type of men who want to love and appreciate you, stop blaming everyone for your situation. Stop blaming everyone because you keep choosing wrong. Stop blaming everybody because you decide to not be with the brother who's trying to do something with his life and you chose to be with the loser because he thugged out here, real man. You chose that guy. Choose better men, get better outcomes. This ain't got nothing to do with God. I don't want to hear none of that, waiting for God stuff. Because if you was waiting on God, you'd be married right now in a happy relationship and not sitting by yourself on Christmas night with nobody to be with. So, as always, I want to thank you guys for the time, for the effort. Again, I wish many of you guys, your families, Merry Christmas. Hopefully, we go into the new year with a new mindset, with different results, and a different attitude. So until next time, guys, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Peace. We out.